Country Morning Blend. There's a live look outside at the sunshine on Pepsi I-90 can, but it's cold. 23 degrees, feels like 11. We're talking spring here. We're trying to.
Yeah, looks are deceiving.
Yeah. Sheri Poe-Pape, children's author, joins us now with her second book about Cassie.
Yes.
Is Cassie still with us, by the way?
Unfortunately, no.
I was afraid.
She gave 5 great stories, and we're on book 2. So
Okay.
Well, her memory lives on.
it's forever and ever. Yes, yes.
Cassie, by the way, was her pup. That in the
White
first
miniature,
in the first book, you played piano together, right?
Yes, she would always knock my hands off the keys, and that gave me the idea to write that story. She was always jealous when I was going to start the lessons. I run a music studio, and then this one, she always used to like to help out there, always be gawking when I was baking, so that gave me the idea for that one.
Okay. So that's the latest one here. When did this come out?
It came out in December. It's the sequel to Cassie's Marvelous Music Lessons. This is called Cassie Pup Takes the Cake. It's just 2 days ago, it broke into the top 100 for Amazon best-selling for children's Kindle.
Okay.
And it's up for 2 national awards this year. The first book got 2 national literary. And so far, both of them are 5-star Amazon sellers and 5-star national reviews. So we're doing okay.
We were talking about these incredible illustrations too. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, I went through a list of figuring out who to have for an illustrator, and the illustrator I found was on scholarship through Highlights Through Children kind of a program. So I had seen what he had done before, and I loved it and selected him. And it was a daily process of I guided what I wanted on the pages, and kind of back and forth kind of thing. It wasn't always straight through every day, and that went from May to every day till October.
Oh.
And then we.
Some of those pictures in there are pretty impressive. You finally got it. Yeah, that's the vividness of that is just.
So does this? Are you happy with the way Cassie looks?
I am. This is the way she really looked. In the first book, the illustrator didn't allow me to have her as a white miniature schnauzer. She was more so of a schnauzer mixed in with a Maltese, a longer haired. But in this one, she gets readopted. She was adopted in this, readopted here, and then she got a haircut just like the real Cassie.
Now you said you had 5 story ideas?
5 story ideas.
So this is 1, and that's 2.
I'm working on 3.
How long does it take to write it? I mean, children's book, you think you can, sit there and whip it out in a couple of nights, but apparently it takes some time,
It takes some time because it's less words, and it's got to be the combination of the less words and really impact with the illustrations combined to really tell the stories. So yeah, it doesn't take, it's not an overnight thing. It's not I'll just write a book and get it out there and it'll be a success. As opposed to 50, 60 years ago, it's 50% of the work is done by the author with the marketing and the social media marketing. And even when you get into the traditional top 5, like if you would Simon & Schuster, you still do, a lot of work. So.
What is the message that Cassie is sending in these 2 books?
Message, well, each book deals with a little bit of adoption. The dog is not perfect, that she can take on a situation and overcome some of the obstacles, and it works out well in the end. It's not a moral of the story shoved down your throat. It's just a subtle, hey, everything's going to work out, you compromise at the end.
And the story's still yet to be finished.
That's right.
2 more books, hopefully.
Still more of a journey, yep. There'll be 3 more. I'm working on the 3rd, and a little different than these 2, but it's still with her as a theme.
I like the suspense in book 2 here. It's Cassie Pup Takes the Cake. Does Cassie or doesn't Cassie?
You have to find out.
I guess so. And you can find out by getting Cassie Pup Takes the Cake through either the bookstore, Amazon Books, and other vendors. Amazon, Barnes & Noble has them as well.
Books A Million away from here.
Books and also the $3.99 on Kindle as well. If you want to learn more about Sheri's work, Sheri Poe-Pape, Poe-Pape.com. It sounds like a children's author, Sheri Poe-Pape.
Oh, great.
We love it.
Cassie Pup Takes the Cake. That is the 2nd in her litany of stories about her dog, Cassie. Thank you, Sheri.
Thank you for having me again.
We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Anderson Toyota Sign.